我会讲一点韩语。Hey, what's up you guys? It's Michelle here. I am the English teacher here at Shannon Bailey School for the New Zealand China Friendship Society. So every 3 months I do a report for the society, and I'm up to my 6 months, and I just thought I'd do a video because I'm such a millennial. I asked my friends to ask me any question that they wanted to know about China or my experience here at Bailey School. I'll do this vlog and edit it with my answers. For those who don't know, I live in rural northwest China in the Gansu province. Shandan is a county in Jiangye City, and Jiangye City has 6 counties. Shannon is one of them. Shannon is actually considered very small. We have a population of 200,000 people. I'm the only foreigner in this 200,000 people, and I know that for a fact because I have been here for 6 months, so I know. I came here in August 2016, and I'm super happy and I'm super excited to answer these questions. So the first question, where is the best place to eat? Okay, I'm really biased because I love Shannon food and I love the restaurants here. I think if you want to come to China, it's really good to know a little bit of Chinese so you know what you're ordering. Really the places that are cheap are the places that speak like strictly Chinese. So yeah, tip. Name one thing you like and one thing you dislike about China. So one thing I love about China is the history. Like every other country in the world, China has a really amazing, really deep history. I think it can only truly be understood if you live here or if you're studying China as part of your university or something like that. But one thing I dislike about China, the pollution. Like I remember going to the Great Wall one day. I couldn't see much because of the smog. It was just so heavy, and apparently that day was a good day to go to the Great Wall, but no, it's definitely the pollution. Was Kung Fu Panda based on anything in China? I would say Kung Fu Panda is definitely based on a wide variety of different legends. You know, usually with those big movie companies, if they want to make a movie that's related to a country or how a country has its legends and things, they usually do a lot of research into the countries. Kung Fu is very big in China, obviously because it's such a dominant martial art and everyone in the world knows it's from China. Whereas the panda is also very important to China because it's the native animal. I guess you're putting two and two together to make one really epic movie. There's heaps of temples, so I would definitely say that Kung Fu Panda is based on a whole range of things. How was your experience buying clothes there? Did they have New Zealand sized clothes? Was it hard to find certain items? What fashion trends did you notice that are different to New Zealand? I say in the last 6 months I've bought like 3 or 4 items of like clothing, like this type of clothing. I've bought 2 jackets here. The clothes that are here are made for the Chinese body with a small frame. I'm 5'11", so I had to go to another city to buy something that was my size. Like during winter it was super cold, it was like -15, so I had to buy thermals, and my thermals were like a 3XL and I know for a fact that I am not a 3XL. What fashion trends did you notice that are different to New Zealand? I guess it depends on the individual, but what I've seen is that Chinese like to dress, it's so hard to answer that. You have some Chinese that dress really modest. You have some Chinese that dress really extravagant. They like accessories and stuff. But then again, it's like each to their own. So I can't really say to cover like all the Chinese. What are Chinese people like? This is a strange question. I don't know. I'm such a humanist, so I say like everyone's the same. It's just like going to another country, like you're going into their culture. You know, you get some happy, some sad, some mean, but they are just like any other people, I think. Yeah. What's the best thing you have done socially there? Oh, that's easy. I would say the dinners. At a Chinese dinner, if it's at a big restaurant, it's usually around a big table with the glass bit in the middle, and like you can turn it and the food's on it so the food can get to everyone. A Chinese tradition for these big dinners is that the host will get up first and go around to each person at the table and do like a, what do you call it, like a toast to them, and talk to them individually and thank them for being there and just wishing them good health and stuff like that. Everyone will get up and do that. So regardless of whether you know anyone at the dinner or not, you're definitely going to know them by the time that you leave the dinner. What cultural experience would you recommend a traveller? From the travel that I've done around China so far, and I know there's so much to do, the best thing I've done as a cultural experience is travel the south. And I did it in about 2 weeks. I just caught the train to these different places. First I started off in like southwest, and then I went like towards the middle of China. I think that's a great cultural experience because every province has a local specialty dish. Whether I was in Chengdu, whether I was in Changsha, Wuhan, you know, I was able to experience these different dishes. And I'm such a food person. I'm such a nourishing your body type person. This is a cultural experience for me. And there's not many foreigners around the west and the south from what I've seen anyway. You get a lot of stares, but it sparks a lot of conversation too. And the young high school like students, they want to talk to you because they want to practice their English, because they want to go to a good university. How good is the food? The food is good. I'm just going to leave it at that. Any similarities between Chinese and PI culture? Definitely. This is a big reason why I wanted to stay the full year. When I first arrived in China, I noticed that everyone is so collective. Everyone does things in groups. People and family and food and just togetherness is so important. I know that that's the same with Pacific cultures. From having dinners to things like cleaning the school. I see the students clean the school religiously, but also they have such respect for their elders, giving gifts, going around to people's houses, just being such a hospitable host and giving them tea. You know, in PI cultures it's always, you know, sit down, have a cup of tea. It's exactly the same in China. They're very welcoming, they just enjoy company. History and culture is so very important. I hope I answered your question properly. What was a rookie mistake you felt embarrassed and now you kind of chuckle to yourself when newbies repeat it? Oh, one thing I can like think of is not learning the language before I came here, like not enough. You know, when I first moved here, I got told that people on the east speak a lot more English, but there's still people that don't speak English. It was just like having to get out my phone, and I didn't have my translator on it because I had reset my phone before I left for some reason, and I couldn't connect to the Wi-Fi because the Wi-Fi open screen is completely in Chinese and I didn't know what it said. I think if you want to come here, either have a translator or no Chinese, and you'll be fine. If you lived in China full-time as a citizen, does a two-baby max apply to you? No, it doesn't apply to me. I think they removed it. Do they respect your sovereignty? You know what? They keep asking me to do the haka. They think I'm Maori, and it's really difficult because you have to explain, oh well, my parents were immigrants to New Zealand, you know, I'm like first generation born, and they're like, huh? Because a lot of, like most Chinese, obviously they're born here or the history is here. What has been your biggest cultural shock in China? Did you deal with it and how? I haven't had any cultural shock. Oh, no, I was in Lanzhou and I was trying to get to Shandan, and the only way you can get to Shandan is on a train. And the train was 6 hours, and I spoke no Chinese. I haven't had any culture shock here in China. I think that comes from just Chinese being so similar to Pacific cultures. I haven't had any culture shock, which is good. What's the reaction to Trump being like there? Man, people here, they just live their lives day to day, you know, they just go on. But my reaction to Trump, girl, that's a different story. I've got one more question, and I get asked this all the Hi, why did you move to China? There are so many different answers to this from the top of my head. One was because I've always wanted to go since I was 18 and it was on my bucket list. Two was because I knew Chinese culture was very similar to Pacific culture and I wanted to see it for myself. And not just travel, but I wanted to live there. Three, well, West China in particular is very far away from Western culture. Western culture as in like New Zealand, Australian, American type culture. I really want to immerse myself in real Chinese culture. Gansu is what's known as the real China. There's heaps of history here than I've seen anywhere else in China. And I might just be being biased, but that's just me. Four was because I needed to get away. 2016 was a really strange year for me where I was trying to figure out myself, and now 2017 I figured out myself. Yay! And another reason was because I wanted to see the different dynamics of, because I'm in public health. That's my calling, that's my go-to. I'm very focused on culture and woman empowerment. I wanted to see how women were in China and compare it to Pacific cultures. So, yeah. I hope you guys liked that video. It's a bit long, I'm sorry. If you have any other questions, don't hesitate to ask me. I'm here for the next 6 months. I'll see you guys later. I'm totally hungry. Bye guys.